What up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Coders. I'm Jagrav, and in today's video, I will be showing you guys something awesome. Actually, I have been working on this project for quite a while now. Actually, I stopped working, I wrapped up working on this project like 4, 5, 6 months ago, I guess. Okay, I don't even remember when I worked on this project last time. November 17th, so literally last year, but yeah, it's like 4 months ago. So yeah, it is actually one of my most biggest ambitious projects that I've worked on so far. And as you can see, yes, it is something WebGL or 3D based. Yes, it is running on my browser, and yep, it is also written with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So yeah, it is basically a website. But the thing about this website is that it has this 3D car, and what's awesome about this 3D car is that you can actually drive this car around. Pretty awesome with your WASD keys. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, what this website does, like, you can't just drive the car around, or else what is the point? Like, it's literally like, it's completely an empty world over here. So I kind of thought about it, and I thought, why not, let's make a website where people can upload their own car models as well. So yes, you can actually upload your car model over here and drive it around. And in today's video, I will be showing you how you can make a drivable 3D Tesla Cybertruck. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to just make this a bit bigger so that you guys can read these settings over here properly. So yeah, without ado being any further, let's get started. Now, before I begin, I would just like to give a shout out to this course, or this course basically. It's Threejs Journey by Bruno Simon. Now, if you are on Twitter, then you would probably already know about this guy Bruno Simon. He's a pretty popular creative front-end developer who has actually made this course in order to teach us dumbasses how to basically make WebGL based projects. And he himself has an awesome portfolio of 3D or WebGL based projects, and I'm going to show you guys one of them, which is his actual portfolio. That is this brunosimon.com. Now, this is actually more popular than the guy himself. This website is so viral. I cannot stress on how viral it is actually. Okay, so as you can see, there's this nice little start button in this 3D world, and when I click on the start button, boom. Yeah, that's how cool this is. You can actually drive this car around over here and knock things around. Now, yeah, there's a lot of 3D graphics, and there's a lot of like physics simulation and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. However, though, like, you might be thinking, well, how did this guy do this, right? How did he make all this, and how is all of this running on my freaking web browser? Like, it's when I saw this website for the first time back then, I did not know anything about WebGL. I didn't even know that WebGL existed, and I didn't even know that 3D was possible on basically browsers, and 3D interactive things were possible on browsers like this especially. So yeah, as it turns out, well, it is very much possible, and this guy Bruno Simon literally hand wrote all the code. And you might be thinking that how is it possible? Okay, if you don't know what WebGL is, well, you should definitely go check this website out first. And this website's code is actually open source, so you should check that out as well. So yeah, it is pretty cool. It is pretty awesome. The website is pretty rad. You can drive this small car around, like, it's awesome. Okay, so how do you make something like this? Well, in order to make something like this, firstly, you would need to learn Threejs. And in order to learn Threejs, I would recommend you to check out this course over here. I wasn't paid or anything to, basically show you guys this course. I myself have learned Threejs from this guy, from this course. And yeah, it's awesome. Threejs is just awesome. And you can see in this course, you can basically see like a roadmap of things that you will be learning in this course. And yeah, the course basically teaches you the basics about Three.js, and it also teaches you some really amateur level stuff as well about Three.js, like physics. Yes, this guy also teaches you about physics, custom modeling on Blender. Yeah, you also get to learn about Blender. So this course basically has everything that a beginner would need to start off in order to basically start learning, or basically start creating their own WebGL websites. And honestly, if you have seen awards or any other website where they basically show off like how awesome things people can build on the web, you might have seen a lot of WebGL projects which are just terrifying, terrifically good, you could say. So yeah, it's awesome. And that is why I made this website over here, our V engine, or the Raycast Vehicle Engine. Now the problem with Raycast vehicles is that there is not enough documentation about Raycast vehicles, and I think there is literally, like, even in the Three.js journey course, of course you would not expect that after like taking this course you would be able to make a website like Bruno did over here. That's like, yeah, Three.js is mostly for beginners. Okay, you would probably have to learn a lot more in order to be able to make something like this over here, or the website that I made over here. Okay, I made this website by completely reading the documentation of Three.js and understanding like what the Three.js or the WebGL APIs did on from Three.js's documentation or Canon ES's documentation. So this website basically uses Canon ES. If you didn't know what Canon ES is, it is a physics library which is a fork of Canon.js, the physics library that is used for this website over here, Bruno's website. So yeah, it is pretty crazy. Bruno actually also teaches you about Canon.js in this tutorial over here, not tutorial, in this course over here. So yeah, you should definitely check it out. Okay, now of course it is not free, it is quite expensive, but again, if you can get it for yourself, then it's great. Okay, it's $95 and it's fine. Okay, so anyway, moving on. I will be in today's video showing you guys how you can upload your own car model and basically get the code for it, the 3D WebGL code for it, and deploy it using Vercel. So yeah, it is actually pretty easy. This video might be a little long than I expect it to be. So yeah, just sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. I have bought myself a new microphone so that you guys will not have any kind of, distractions like I had in my previous videos. In my previous videos, the sound quality was horrible, unlike in this video. So anyway, I'm not going to talk much about my microphone anymore, and I would rather start showing you what this RV engine is actually capable of. So basically, over here, if I move this right there and close all this, let's close that as well. Over here, as you can see, I have a folder named Cybertruck. So of course, yes, you guessed it, I think you also saw it in the thumbnail itself. There is a Cybertruck 3D model over here, and in order to view it, well, in Linux you cannot view it because it literally shows you this in Linux. But if you are on Windows, it will open the 3D viewer, or if you are still on Linux, then you will have to basically use this website called gltfviewer.donmcCurdy.com, and over here you can upload your any kind of gltf and view how it looks. So this is how our Tesla Cybertruck chassis looks like. It is a low poly model. It looks pretty good, honestly. It is low poly, so it means that it has lesser graphics than this car over here. This car has a lot of graphics going on. Okay, and as you can see, there's a lot of reflections over here. There's a lot of reflection like under the car itself. So yeah, it requires quite a bunch of graphics. In fact, my laptop is actually running the NVIDIA graphics card, and you can see there are quite a bunch of drops over here in frame rate, because there's so much graphics in this car. But if you see Bruno's website, even Bruno's website requires comprises models that are basically low poly models. So that's why this website doesn't require a lot of graphics, yet it is so fun to play with, isn't it? And there goes the car. Yeah, it is pretty cool. And there we go. So this is the Tesla Cybertruck. So for this, to basically get your car model also up and running over here, you will be needing a model of the chassis like this one over here, and a model of the car's wheel. So this is the car's wheel, basically the Cybertruck's wheel. So yeah, that's all you would be needing, in order to basically replace the car's model with your model. So I'll scroll up, and well, firstly I'm going to open this in full screen, and I'm going to upload the chassis.jltf and see what happens when I upload chassis.jltf. Basically I can drag this from here and drop this right over here, and boom, it's a Tesla Cybertruck. Although the wheels and everything is quite messed up. In fact, the car is inside the ground right now, as you can see. So yeah, we are going to work on that in a while. We will be basically modifying and using these settings over here. There's a lot of settings, as you guys can see, so there's a lot that I have to explain you guys about. And yeah, you can use these settings in order to change a bunch of things, like you can use this setting over here to basically increase the size of the wheel. So when I increase the size of the wheel, you can see the back wheel, the hind wheel, is bigger than the front wheel. And now when I move the car, well, it looks weird, honestly. Anyway, so I'll just refresh this website and do this again. Basically upload the chassis.gltf over here. There goes the chassis.gltf, and the wheel.gltf over here. And there goes the wheel.gltf. Now, of course, there's a lot to work on, so sit back, relax, and just keep watching this video. So yeah, firstly, what I will be doing is I will be turning on the show chassis helper. So basically, this chassis helper is a box, okay? And basically, in the 3D world, or in the physics world, the car is nothing but a big cuboid, like it is over here. Now I have to get the size of this cuboid kind of just the size of this chassis over here. So it has to properly and tightly wrap this car chassis, and in order to do so, what I will be doing is I will be changing, or basically altering, the size of the chassis using these settings right over here. So for example, if I change the size of Y, you will see that the chassis would become a little more smaller, just like that. If I make it too big, you will see that, well, the car just jumped up. I'll bring it using R, and you can see the car chassis is so big that the wheels aren't even touching the ground, which is quite weird. So yeah, I'll just make this smaller. Okay, and yeah, you can use these settings to basically upload any kind of models and basically fit your chassis inside this cuboid. So I will basically change the size of this z-axis. I will use these inputs in order to change the size of the the physics world chassis. So yeah, it's about that big, right? It doesn't has to perfectly wrap it, because the chassis helper wouldn't be shown to the user. Okay, it's only for your guidance, so that you can basically figure out that, okay, this is the chassis, okay, and when this chassis touches another 3D physics world object, then, well, it will knock it around, or basically stimulate it by like hitting it, or whatever. So anyway, that's all you need to know, okay, for now. And yeah, let's bring this chassis up a bit. You can see the chassis is quite deep inside the ground. So in order to bring it up, I will be changing the Y axis of the chassis, and as you can see, yep, you can move it up and down, and I think that is perfect. And like I said, you don't need to worry about the above part of the car. It doesn't have to be perfect, because honestly, this part would only like if a ball drops on the car, only then you will be able to notice, like, the ball would go inside the chassis. Okay, so yeah, you don't really need to worry about that a lot, okay? Or you don't need to worry about this a lot, like it doesn't need to be perfect, it doesn't need to be perfectly wrapping the car, the perfectly. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Anyway, now we are going to work on the wheels. So that's it for the chassis part. Let's now start working on the wheels. So let's unselect this show chassis helper, and there it goes. And now I'm going to click on show wheels helper. So there we go, there we have our wheels. And the first thing that I'm going to do is basically make the wheel radius just a bit smaller. So as you can see, that is changing the front wheel radius. I'm going to make it a bit smaller, more small, so that the wheel can fit under this part over here. And as you can see, the car is moving forward, so I'll just click on this stop car button and it immediately stops. So yeah, there we go, the car has stopped. And yeah, I can let's see this again. Let's slowly change this. Let's make it that big. I think that big is perfect, right? So yeah, let's now make the front wheel. Basically this changes the scale of the model, the wheel model. So yeah, I'm going to make it smaller, just small enough so that it basically, like, this blue lines can be able to be seen. Yeah, so the front wheels are done pretty much. And now let's work on the back wheels. And the back wheels are actually, the size is going to be basically be the same. So I'm going to copy this over here and paste it right over here. And I'm going to copy this over here and paste it as well. And now as you can see, the wheels are properly sized. And now we need to move these wheels inside the car, or basically under the chassis a bit more, so that it makes sense. Because right now it looks like the car is floating, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to move this wheel. Let's start off with this wheel. This is the left hind wheel. So let's check it out over here. Wheel helper position. Let's click on this, and as you can see, you can set the position of each of the wheels from here. So that is pretty cool. You get a lot of control in order to basically move your wheels around. So left hind wheel. So yeah, basically we will be moving the left hind wheel a bit inside over here. In order to do that, I will be changing the x-axis, and as you can see, immediately the left hind wheel starts moving. And if you might have noticed, if I move this too much inside, the car starts tipping over on this side, and see, it starts to basically bounce on its basically the chassis over here. Okay, so you can see this cuboid over here is what is the physics world reference, in order, basically, like that, if that cuboid is touching the floor, well, that means that the cuboid is the chassis. Yeah, I'm not making enough sense, so I'll stop talking. Anyway, I'll just move this wheel a bit more here. Let's see, where's the wheel? Chassis helper dimension. Oh crap, that is the chassis helper dimension. I shouldn't be changing the size of that. Let's make it just that big. And yeah, let's move down below again. And over here, let's move the wheel, left hind wheel. I moved it above a little too much. That's the y-axis. Should have thought about it before changing it. So yeah, let's change the x-axis. And there's the wheel. And I'm going to try to put it right below this. And I think that is, yeah, that is good enough. And now I'll bring it ahead a bit. So let's move it around a bit. And yeah, let's bring it ahead. So in order to bring it ahead, well, the car's moving again. Stop the car. Let's move the car, move the wheel in the z-axis, I guess. Yep, the z-axis. And as you can see, yep, let's make this 1.18, I guess, or 1.16, I guess. Whoops, the car's moving again. Yeah, the car keeps moving because you're basically moving the wheels. So yeah, of course that would be moving. And yeah, it's quite annoying, I know, but everything is annoying when you're talking about WebGL. So yeah, 1.14, I think that is good enough. Maybe the wheel could be a bit bigger, but I guess it's fine, or else it would be touching like these parts of the car, and that would look weird. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. And now I will change the z-axis as well. And for the axis part, well, I will be needing to push this inside using this as well. So that is enough, I guess, isn't it? Yep, it is. Okay, now let's copy this over here and go to the right front wheel and put this in the X part, so it automatically goes almost inside. And the Y is 0.1, which is perfect. And what else do I need to change? The Z-axis, yeah, the Z-axis needs to be changed a bit. So in order to change the Z-axis, I will simply, yep, that's perfect. Maybe I did like by mistake. Anyway, let's do it for that side wheel as well. And yeah, let's copy the X-axis for this and paste it, like X-axis for this, and paste it here. Actually, it's already right, no, left, yeah, 0.57. So now, whoops, that wasn't what I wanted. Actually, that was the right wheel. So yeah, let's copy this, paste it here, and copy this and paste that here. Yep. And now, as you can see, it is inside or under the car properly. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's good enough. And now I will turn the chassis helper off and the wheel helper off as well. And now, as you can see, we have got a nice little Tesla Cybertruck, although I think the wheels are a bit too small. However, in order to increase the size of the wheels, you can simply, again, increase this like that. So I will make this 0.23 for now, and first increase the hind wheels size and stop the car firstly, because yeah, it's moving. Let's increase the size to that much, I guess. That much, yep, that's good enough. Let's copy and paste it here as well, and make the wheel scale as well the same. You can see it right there, right? Even in the reflection as well. So yeah, these two have to be the same. Yeah, now I put two settings separately over here because some cars have bigger hind wheels, some cars, and people would be using, I expect people to use this car RV engine with car models that with various car models. It could be a Mr. Bean's car, it could be a Formula 1 car. On a Formula 1 car, the hind wheels are actually bigger than the front wheels. So yeah, even on the car that we own, it's an Elite i20, and our cars front wheels are actually a little smaller than the hind wheels. So for those kind of cars, this settings has to be different, because if this is same for every car, well then those car wouldn't look realistic enough. So anyway, as you can see, over here we have got our little Cybertruck that you can drive around pretty easily. And yeah, it is completely interactive. I'll just scroll up and close the settings, and yeah, you can see it's pretty cool. Okay, and the cool part about this car is that in order to make a Raycast vehicle, basically if you wanted to write code for this Raycast vehicle, you would have to spend so much time, because honestly it took me about 2 days to figure out how Raycast vehicles worked. Okay, but over here, as you can see, it's been like about 23 minutes, and actually literally 4 or 5 minutes I've been talking about how you can test out Threejs journey or whatever, but as you can see, this is how good and how fast you can make your car model over here, and you can actually drive it around. Now you might be thinking, well, what's the point of just being able to drive it around over here? This website is owned by me, Jagraph, so like what's the point? Well, you can actually download, like as you were making the changes, it was making a change, it was making those changes to a file in the computer's memory or in the browser's memory. And yeah, you can actually install it, you can actually download it, the code, as a zip file. So if you click on this save as zip, well, it will immediately download the code for it. And yeah, so now the code has been downloaded, so I can easily close this website. There we go, we have closed the website. Okay, and now what I will do is, let's move this to there, and let's move this to there. Whoops, yeah, there we go. And now what I will be doing is going to my downloads folder, and over here, as you can see, there we have the Raycast Vehicle 1.zip. Okay, so inside this folder, inside this zip file, you will find a folder which actually has the code ready. So yeah, you have bundler, you have all the important files that are needed, the package.json, the readme.md, everything. And all you need to do in order to run this website is basically open your terminal and type, yep, you guessed it, the command npm I. And when you click on press install using npm I, well, it will install, it will start installing. Here it goes. So it should start installing in a while. It will take a little long, I would warn you guys, because it has a bunch of 3D libraries, but yeah, it wouldn't take like way too long. So yeah, you know how fast npm is, it will be done in no time, I promise. Yeah, I guarantee. Come on. Yeah, there we go, that's, yep, there we go, that's done. Okay, so as you can see, now the project is installed, and now all you need to do is simply, yep, npm start. And when you enter npm start, well, it will open the project in your browser, and as you can see, there you have your Tesla Cybertruck. And obviously, there's the debugger on as well. I kept debugger on in order for developers to be able to see the car's model more specifically and more easily. So yeah, you can drive the car around again over here. And now you might be thinking, how the hell do I turn the debugger off? Well, in order to turn the debugger off, I'll tell you exactly how to do that. So let's do ls, and let's go into src. So cd src, ls again. There we go, inside our script.js, that's where we need to make the changes. So I'm going to open it in nano script.js, and here we have the code. Okay, I'll open this up in a much bigger view and make the code a bit bigger for you guys. Yep, that's good enough, I guess. And well, cancel, I guess. Yeah, so now I will be in order to turn the debugger off over here, all you need to do is basically go over here, this part, Canon debugger scene, whatever, and then you just need to comment out that line. So I'll go to that line over there, and now it's commented. Yeah, now it's commented. Anyway, let's write the file, and once I write the file, as you can see, the debugger turns off, and there we go, you have the nice little car, and you can drive it around. And as you may have noticed that a lot of reflections are gone, like the reflection on the floor is also gone. So I removed that reflection intentionally, because that reflection actually like requires quite a lot of graphics. As you guys know, reflections, like they require a lot of graphics anyway. All right. And over here, as you can see, there's a reflection on the floor. The floor reflection is quite a lot of graphics. Okay, it's kind of crazy that my computer is actually running it smoothly, but for your user's computer, for let's say my dad's computer cannot run this website smoothly enough. It runs in around like 48 frames per second, somewhere around that. So yeah, this feels like, as soon as I remove this reflection thing, this immediately became so smooth, even on my dad's laptop, that like my mind was blown, like how smooth it was. And yeah, now you have a Cybertruck that you can basically drive around, and basically you also get the code to modify. You can literally modify the code that is written over here and make changes. So for example, let's say let's turn off one of these spotlights over here, let's say like that purple one. Okay, I'm going to turn off the purple spotlight over there. So in order to, I don't know if it's the purple spotlight or what, but yeah, scene.add over here. So this is what is responsible to basically add all those spotlights. And in order to turn off one of these spotlights, I'll just remove this over here, write the file, enter, and now when I go back, see, one of the spotlights have turned off. It's pretty cool. You can actually, like the website will actually generate the code for you, and you would basically save your time, from writing a Raycast Vehicles code. Now, figuring out how Raycast Vehicles work is actually quite a hard, thing for me, at least. It was for me, okay, until I made this website. So you can actually search it, Canon.js Raycast Vehicle. Whoops, yeah, Raycast Vehicle. And over here, as you can see, it has a lot of this is the original Raycast Vehicle demonstration that is written by Steppe, the guy who built Threejs. And you can see I can control this with my arrow keys, and the car is gone. Anyway, I wanted to show you basically the documentation behind it, and this documentation is actually a bit broken. I need to remove the S from the HTTPS, and only then it would work properly. Yeah, it is weird, I know. So anyway, you need to understand this documentation in order to understand how a Raycast vehicle works. And yeah, it takes a lot of effort to get a Raycast vehicle working. If you are curious, how much code has gone into in order to create this Raycast vehicle, well, I'll show you right now. Okay, let's do ls. Okay, so it is inside this world, so let's go inside world, ls again, and there we go. That's the car.js, and that's all the code that was generated and automatically written by the Raycast Vehicle Engine that I made over here. Okay, like not this one over here. Okay, Raycast Vehicle Engine, that literally wrote the code for you, and you could literally download it. So that's awesome. And you can actually copy the code over here using this, and this basically copies the Raycast vehicle code only. Okay, so now when I let's open snip.in, and over here let's create a new file, and I will just call it car.js. Okay, that's a folder, car.js, and inside this I can paste all the car code. So this is all the code that is required in order to basically get this car voice crack, get this car moving on your browser. That's how much code you need to write. It's like literally 261 line code. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it has all kinds of settings, like the stop car, basically it applies brakes, and then reset car, basically like if your car has gone way too out of frame, then you can press R in order to reset the car's position, just like that, just like it is on Bruno Simon's website. Like over here, the car is right here. It's quite far from where the car originated, which was right somewhere over here. And when I press R, well, the car automatically resets and positions itself to where the car was originally at. So yeah, I had to add that little feature, and other than that little feature, there are other features as well on this Raycast Vehicle Engine, which is you can actually change the key mapping. So for example, right now, when I press WASD keys, only then it moves around. Over here, there are secondary key controls with which I can control the car using my arrow keys. So right now I'm using my arrow keys. You guys of course cannot see it, but yeah, that's what I'm using. And as you can see, I'm applying brakes using space, so that like nothing means space. So I can actually change this to Q. Okay, now if you didn't know, the French keyboard or the AZERTY keyboard actually has QASD instead of WASD. Okay, so I'll show you an example of an AZERTY keyboard. So for example, Bruno himself, well, he is a French guy, so the AZERTY keyboard has a little different format. As you can see, the Q and A, it's quite different. You can see, the W is down over here, the A is over there, and the Q is over here. So it's ZQSD, as you can see. Okay, so basically, if Bruno was visiting this website, well, he would have to press on Z in order to go ahead. Z in order to go ahead, that rhymed. So I'll press Z. In order to move backward, he would be pressing S, I guess. Yep. And for moving left, it would be A. See, so no, it won't be A, it would be Q. So let's click on Q over here, and in order to turn right, he has to press D, I mean. So now if Bruno tests out this website on his AZERTY keyboard, he can simply press on QASD keys. So I press Q, S to come back, Q to basically turn right, A to go ahead, or wait, I forgot the key. Z to go ahead. Damn. See, it's so much different. So Z to go ahead, Q to turn left, D to turn right, S to go back. That's a really messed up like keystroke thing. Like, anyway, so yeah, you can basically change your own key layout or your key mapping over here. And yes, once you change it and once you click on save as ZIP as well, it will update the code. And yeah, you can actually copy to clipboard over here. And if I paste this code, you will see that all the key presses have also changed. So you can see, in order to go ahead, it says Q. I mean, in order to turn left, you can see arrow left is what pressing Q does. Okay, and pressing R basically resets the car. Basically over here, it it basically writes the code for every kind of movement possible. And in order to move ahead, as you can see, it was with Z, so you can see it automatically updated over here. And now if I make this Z over here W, so let's make it W, and this one A, S, and that's D. And now I'll copy the code over here, copy to clipboard, and then I can paste it over here as well. And now when I go look at it, you can see it, the code has updated, and it's now W for arrow up, A. So yeah, it is basically generating the car's code, and not only the car's code, but it is actually also generating everything else that is required in order to create a Raycast vehicle inside a 3D world. Yes, it is installing the Threejs packages, it's installing every kind of packages required in order to get that freaking car working, basically this Tesla Cybertruck working. So yeah, it is this is a little tutorial that I just wanted to show you guys, because I think it's pretty awesome, that how this entire project turned out to be. You can create car, you can basically drive around any car models that you want to, and if you have some knowledge in Canon.js and Threejs, then you can basically make your own website, where you can where you can add a car and make something like Bruno did on his website. Yeah, I mean, of course, his website looks a lot brighter and a lot nicer, but yeah, of course, you can use the Raycast vehicle to, add some other car and basically drive that car around and, enjoy, I guess. Yeah, I mean, a WebGL experience might not be the best experiences, I mean, yeah, if you are talking about user, experience, like you can interact in such different ways on a WebGL based website. But if you are talking about the loading time, the graphics and everything, like this website runs so slow on my dad's computer that it's quite disappointing. But again, if you are into WebGL, you would not probably care much about people's computer graphics. Rather, you would just cross your fingers and think that whatever code you write in WebGL works on your computer at least. So yeah, that's what I worry about as well. Anyway, that's all, I guess, for this video. As you can see, that's what this video was for. This entire project, Raycast Vehicle Engine, is actually open source. So if you want to change any kind of code, if you want to add any kind of features, or make any kind of changes, it is all available on GitHub. And yes, you can contribute and basically fork this project and work on it as much as you want to. And other than that, I built this entire thing with Threejs, which is the JavaScript library, the popular WebGL JavaScript library, Webpack, basically the module bundler, and then we have got Babel, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so Babel, and then we have got Canon ES, which is basically not Canon.js. It's something by it's a fork of Canon.js, basically being maintained by Poimandres. And if you don't know who Poimandres is, well, you can just research about them by yourself. Okay, so yeah, they developed it. They are also a pretty big organization that work on 3D based stuff, WebGL based stuff. and then I used GUI-Fi in order to make this part. Basically this is all GUI-Fi. Yep, this is also a library, you know. And then I used JS-Zip in order to this, which is a JavaScript library for creating, reading, and editing zip files with a lovely and simple API, which is actually so true. The API is so nice. Like, you know, you might be thinking, how the hell are you generating the code and like using this button in order to download the code as a zip file? Well, that's where JS-Zip helps me out. So yeah, thanks to the developers of JS-Zip, you know, for this library. It's awesome. Then there's stats.js, which is actually used for this over here, basically to measure the stats. Where did the car go? Yeah, so yeah, basically this shows me the frame rate and everything, you know, the memory that is being used. Like right now it's using 44 MB of memory, I guess. I don't know, I only know about frames per second. Okay. And then we have got the file saver, because you know, like when I click on this button, it downloads it as a zip. Okay, it downloads it to your file system, or basically your downloads folder. And for that I needed the file saver you know, library or framework to you know, download stuff. Anyway, what's next? I would be adding more physics to the car, you know, basically add things like you know, some cubes or something, so that you can test the physics of the car even better, you know, because over here you can just drive around the car, but for example over here, as you can see, you can basically drive the car through this entire brick wall or whatever, you know. I'll just reset it. Yeah, you can drive this car. So I'll make a brick wall or something, you know, in the Raycast Vehicle Engine itself, so that people can, you know, basically be able to drive the car and test the physics simulation even better. Other than that, add more wheels to the car, of course, you know. Some cars like trucks, yeah, I want to add trucks or maybe bikes, you know. So yeah, I really want to see that. Add more features to the car. There are some features that I've planned, although I am not going to explain it right now because it's just going to bore you guys. And then we have add more car models. Yep, add more car models. So if you are wondering where did I get this Tesla Cybertruck model, well, it is actually, you can download it from you know, over here. I have the model right over here. Models, this is the McLaren and this is the Cybertruck, and yeah, you can download it from here. Then I also want to add more physics models. Basically that's what I was talking about before, and add more wheel models. So yeah, that's also something that I need to add. So anyway, as you can see, I have not made a YouTube video for a while, and I'm already losing my voice now, and I'm having like terrible voice cracks already. So I think I have like, how long is the video already? It's 42 minutes long, but yeah, it's fine, you know. And other than this, I also want to show you one of the projects that I developed, you know, just for fun, and it took me just a few hours, like 6 or 8 hours to make, you know, this website. And it's called Roadster.Vercel. Did I write Vercel right? Yep, .app. So if you don't know what this website is, this website was developed using Raycast Vehicle Engine as well. And yeah, that's I used this website. I used Raycast Vehicle in order to make this Raycast Vehicle, which is a Tesla model, which is a Tesla Roadster. Yep, I love Tesla. And as you can see, this is kind of like Bruno's website, although it is like a lot less graphics, and you know, it's just, you know, me testing like the Tesla, like I just wanted to be able to drive the Tesla Roadster. So yeah, that's what I developed this website for. And as you can see, I can knock around stuff over here. And yep, this was also developed using the Raycast Vehicle Engine. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I can control this car using a joystick as well, so like those who visit this website from phones can also control this car, which is pretty cool. And there we go, I crashed into the wall. And of course I can change the color of the car chassis. Let's zoom in a little bit more, and yep, let's drive around. Gray, black. I love the gray one the most. It looks the most stunning. And other than this, like even this code is available on GitHub. It's open source, of course, and yep, you can find it at jagrov/roadster and the Raycast vehicle at jagrov/Raycast Vehicle Engine. So I guess that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. This video, I know I haven't been posting for a while, and yeah, I've been pretty busy. Even this project is, as you can see, I developed this project 6 months ago, and now I'm making a website to demonstrate it. So yeah, I have been quite busy for a while now. I cannot promise if I will be regularly posting on this channel in the future, but yeah, I am currently in the process of transitioning into like from school into college. So yeah, your boy is going to college, which is not something that I'm very excited for, but yeah, again, I'm just as excited as nervous I am to get into college. So yeah, I will be busy for the next 3 months at least, and after that I probably will start posting on this channel more regularly, and I will post more tutorials rather than these demos. So I guess thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to with this video. I hope you also use this RV engine in order to develop your own websites, basically add 3D vehicles to your websites. I cannot see what you guys build with this RV engine like you did with the Codex API. A lot of people have built so many awesome things with the Codex API. Somebody built like a VS Code extension. Like literally a few days ago, I received an email that said that, hey, can I use your Codex API in order to use it in my VS Code extension? So that's pretty awesome. Like, thank you, I guess. You used my API for basically making your project. And yeah, the Codex API has been doing pretty good, and recently the Codex API, like the Codex project, has also reached and crossed 100 stars. It has 109 stars now. So go ahead, star this project as well. The more star this project receives, the more happy I am. So yeah, I mean, I cannot be more grateful, guys. Thank you for supporting my project so much, and thank you for watching my content, even if it's completely crap content. So yeah, I guess this is where I'm going to end my video now. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.